What is up, everybody? This is All Things Entertaining here, bringing you with a brand new deck profile, and this is Salamangreat Dogmatica. First off, sorry I haven't uploaded in the past 2 weeks. I've been sort of busy with a lot of other things, testing this deck out and all that sort of stuff, but I think I wanted to test it, play or show this deck off because it seemed like it was a lot of fun. It's not necessarily anything major, it's not particularly great or anything like that, but I feel like it's a fun deck for sure. If you guys want to check it out, I will have the deck list also in the description as well. So do keep that in mind. So let's just jump right into the deck profile because I think I got some things that I want to show you. Plus, I'm going to do a combo after the video, after the profile itself, so we can so you guys can see the potential of what this deck can do. So we got the two Fleur-de-Lis. Pretty good card. One Jack Jaguar, one Salamangreat Fowl, one Lady Debug. I decided to go with one Lady Debug as it is, even though it is a combo starter. It's necessarily not one that you want to see very often. It's kind of a card that is sort of bricky in multiple copies, as well as if it gets Veilered or Ashed or Ghost Ogred, it's kind of a little sad because you can't really progress your play beyond that point. Other than making your Baylings, searching out your field spell, and that's it. But the Dogmatica is supposed to help you negate some of that sort of. It's supposed to mitigate some of that trouble, but this card is just not that great at 3, in my opinion. I think in original Salamangreats, I was only playing this card at 2 copies because it wasn't that good. But you know, one Lady Debug is just fine for me. 3 Ecclesia. Pretty good card, allows you to set up another layer of disruption that gets you another layer of disruption on the next following turn. This is going to be a bit more control oriented than the original Salamangreat list, where it is more where it's more combo heavy and you just OTK your opponent on the following turn. So this is what that's for. One Falco, kind of just a default Salamangreat card. One Gazelle. I honestly wouldn't play three of these because you only really realistically need one. I've been an advocate for 3 or for one of this for a while, so it's a pretty good card. 3 Flame Buffalo, pretty good card to draw 2 cards with. It's not too bad. 2 Spinny. You only really need 2 Spinny since you don't really have Mirage Dahlia to combo off with your rank 3 plays. 3 Salamangreat Foxy, because of the recursion and the fact that it's also a Polyduality on legs. It's pretty good. 3 Ash Blossom and 2 Effect Veiler to close out for some of the hand traps. No particular reason for Effect Veiler, just it's just a good card in general. So this could really be anything. Ash Blossoms are mandatory. I think Ash Blossoms are kind of mandatory because you can recur them with Sunlight Wolf. So that's a factor for Ash's staying. Onto the spells, we got 3 Nadir's Servant, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Salamangreat Circle. I wish I had 2 copies of this instead of 1, but we will go with just the one that we have now. 3 Will of the Salamangreat, Solar Charge, archetype specific Solar Charge. Also, it can act as a combo extender, just special summoning a Salamangreat from my hand or deck for free. It's pretty good. It's just really good. And the one's Sanctuary, because you don't really need it because you could recur it very easily, as well as it's searchable by one of the monsters. Onto the traps, we got 2 Impermanents, 2 Rage, 1 Punishment, and 2 Roar. I wasn't really too much initially. I wasn't really too huge of a fan of Roar and Rage at 2, but with the recent change, well, not really recent, but with the changes to this deck, you kind of have to play 2 of each because you want that extra layer of added disruption to pretty much anything that your opponent does. You can there's some times where you can end up getting both of these cards and it's really good, or you can get 2 copies of these and it's really good. It's just they're just really good trap cards. Also, Punishment is super good. It's that layer of disruption that adds on to another layer of disruption, so it's pretty good there. On to the extra deck, we got 3 Baylix, 3 Sunlight Wolf, 1 Hida, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 2 Heatleo, 1 Access Kotaker, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Elder Entity Entis, 1 Ash Dragon, and 1 Violet Chimera. For the most part, the extra deck is pretty straightforward. Realistically, you're just taking out like some of the bad cards in your extra deck for like Ash Dragon and Entis for some more disruption on your opponent's turn. If you're going against If you're going against the Dogmatic Amir, you could just send Entis and the Titan Clad, and you got the you got the free search and the pop that goes along with it. Abyssal is just standard in every single Salamangreat list, I want to say, just about. It's pretty decent as far as that goes. Yeah. Access to Kotaker is the new Borrelsword Savage. Yeah, it's the new Borrelsword in this deck. You could still play Borrelsword if you're looking for a cheap alternative, which I would suggest if you're going to try that route. But yeah, ultimately, the extra deck is pretty standard aside from these two changes right here. So there's really nothing too much to say about that. Hida is actually kind of debatable actually right at this moment. I want to talk about this for a second. There's not much fire there's not much in the way of fire running around right now, so it's not as good. But there's going to be the occasion where you're going to catch somebody off guard. You're going to summon their Phoenix or their Ash Blossom and stuff like that. And it's going to be pretty good on that front. Overall, I think the deck is pretty good. So I'm going to show off some test hands, and I'm going to show you what this deck could potentially do. Keep in mind that some of this might not be as great as I'm leading on, but I just wanted to show this off because it's definitely a fun deck to play. So we didn't get any Salamangreat cards, so we're just going to keep hand shuffling until we get some good a decent hand. This hand's not good either. Circle plus Foolish Burial is actually not too bad. We got the Dogmatic Punishment, but I kind of watched up the full extent of this deck. This is actually pretty good, so we're gonna actually go with this one. Yes, I think we want that. We want the Gazelle, and then we're going to link off into Balinks. We don't really need to send any spell and traps since we do have the Roar, but we can do that, obviously. It's definitely a choice that we can make. Balinks Chain Link 1, this Chain Link 2, so we can add the Sanctuary. Then we're going to send a card to the graveyard, probably Jack Jaguar, since we have plays with that. Then we're going to go straight into our Link 2. Like I said, there's really no reason for us to activate its second effect, but we're going to do that anyway, just so we can get some nice free recursion from it. So we're going to special summon Sunlight Wolf. Can't really do anything with this effect, like I said. Then we're going to activate Jack Jaguar. We're going to recur Sunlight Wolf. Special summon that in attack mode. We're going to get our Gazelle back, and then we're going to... We don't really need to go any further than this. We could make a Hida. We could make a Heat Leo. We could make Phoenix, but we're not going to do any of that. This is just for first turn purposes. We're going to set these two cards. Then we're going to go into our Dogmatica stuff. We're going to send Titan Clad, probably. Yeah, we're going to send Titan Clad because that's the best card here. Add the Ecclesia. Can't special summon from the extra deck, but we're pretty much done with that. So gonna activate this. We don't really, since we don't need to search the punishment, we could just straight up search Fleur de Lis. And if we weren't locked into the extra deck, but we could do this for next turn, we could definitely make an Abyss Dweller. This deck can push through a few hand traps and still make the Abyss Dweller. I've done it before, but for the most part, it's kind of just what it is. We're going to keep going with this one. This one's actually a pretty good hand. We're going to start off with the Flame Buffalo. Going to link into that. Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Word of advice. We're going to activate this one first. We want to activate this one first. And then activate this card first. Word of advice. If you're going to Ash any card, this card is definitely not the one you Ash in this chain. You definitely Ash the Flame Buffalo because you can get some pretty nice stuff off of that. Ooh, that's a Will of the Salamangreat. It's pretty good. That leads us into, we're gonna set that because we don't really need it. We're gonna activate this. We're gonna try to utilize Will of the Salamangreat more efficiently by getting 2 summons instead of just 1. So you could go. We're gonna go activate Spinny, and then Salamangreat monster. So we're gonna go into our Sunlight Wolf. Then we're gonna activate its effect. Then we're going to Sunlight Wolf again. And then we're going to activate this effect. Oh, we can only special summon one. Oh, rip. That's fine. I should have summoned it over here then, but it doesn't really matter. I kind of messed this one up. That's okay though. We can't really activate this effect again, so there's really no point. We're just going to keep it in our hand. We're going to set the call by, and we're going to activate our stuff here. We're going to add this. We already have the punishment again, so we don't need to worry about adding the punishment. And we're going to summon our Ecclesia. Our Ecclesia will add our Fleur de Lis, which we'll have for next turn, so we can have another later disruption. Like I said, the deck isn't that great, but I feel like it's fun enough to warrant a list. And I wanted to talk about it because I like Salamangreat. I also like the Dogmatica stuff because I think that's pretty cool. And I wanted to see what this thing could do. Or at least I wanted to show you what this thing could do. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been All Things Entertaining, signing out.